Welcome back, everybody. This is part 5 of our series teaching you how to turn your everyday spend into amazing travel experiences just like Gokce and I do. This part of the series is going to focus on Citi ThankYou points and Capital One and its venture cards. And we're going to show you why they are amazing secondary systems to Chase and American Express for turning your everyday spend into travel. Just like before, if you've missed the first 4 parts of the series, or if you're new to travel credit cards, we have those linked down in the description below for you to check out after this video. We're going to start out with Citi and its transferable point system's ThankYou points. It is an amazing secondary system to supplement your points with Chase and American Express with. Citi just recently turned its cashback card, the $0 annual fee double cash card, into a ThankYou points credit card. But you wouldn't know that if you actually talk to Citi or any of its agents. They've been trying to keep it under wraps, but for the past 6 months, you could actually convert your cashback points on your Citi double cash card into ThankYou points. It's actually really simple once you figure out how to do it on your own. You simply click into the view and redeem option on the main screen, and if you have a travel credit card with Citi, you could then convert your cashback points into ThankYou points on the next page. It's actually a really simple process. Next up in the Citi sphere of cards is the Citi Rewards Plus credit card. This card is a $0 annual fee travel credit card, and it actually has some unique features that make it a really worthwhile card to have. One of those unique things about the Citi Rewards Plus card is that you actually get all of your points rounded up to the nearest 10, meaning if you buy a $1 stick of chewing gum, that automatically nets you 10 Citi ThankYou points, which is a pretty great feature. Another great perk of the Citi ThankYou Rewards Plus card is the fact that you get 10% of your points back on all airline redemptions with Citi after you transfer your points to an airline. So if you transfer 20,000 points over to an airline to redeem Citi ThankYou points, you get 2,000 Citi ThankYou points back. It really is a great starter card, but there is one drawback of the Citi ThankYou points system that we'll talk about a little bit later that we will steer you to the next card to apply for first with Citi ThankYou. It is the Citi ThankYou Premier credit card. This card comes with a $95 annual fee and currently has a 60,000 point sign-up bonus. It was both Gokce and mine's first Citi ThankYou credit card. And this card gives you 3 points per dollar on all spend, including gas, unlike the Chase cards. It gives you 2 points per dollar on all entertainment like movie or show tickets, and 2 points per dollar on all dining purchases. It's really right up there with the Chase Sapphire Preferred and some of Amex cards for a really great mid-tier credit card. And we highly recommend it as the first card to get if you're starting out with Citi ThankYou points. Finally, the Citi ThankYou Prestige card is Citi's high-end credit card, the equivalent of the American Express Platinum and the Chase Sapphire Reserve. It has a $495 annual fee, putting it a little bit below the 2 other cards, and offers some really great possibilities to earn ThankYou points, like 5 points per dollar on airfare, 5 points per dollar on dining, 3 points per dollar on hotels, 3 points per dollar on cruises. It really covers all sorts of travel with its bonus categories. And you also get an amazing perk on the Citi ThankYou Prestige. It gives you a 4th night free on any hotel stay that you book through the ThankYou portal. Now, it's limited to twice per year, and the 4th night is an average of the 4 nights spent, meaning you can't just stick it on a Saturday and get the most bang for your buck anymore. They changed that recently. Chase and American Express offer something similar to that perk, but it's limited to certain hotels in each system. The Citi Prestige card also comes with a $250 annual travel credit that's similar to the Chase Reserve. It's real easy to use. As far as earning potential to earn bonus points, you actually might have luck applying to these Citi cards in branch. The double cash card actually doesn't have a sign-up bonus like the Freedom and the Freedom Unlimited do, but if you apply in branch, some people have been able to get a 10,000 point sign-up bonus on the double cash card. The same applies for the Rewards Plus card. You could get double the 15,000 point sign-up bonus if you go in person to a Citi branch. Citi also offers lucrative bonus points by signing up for a Citi checking account. You could earn up to 50,000 bonus points based upon how much money you could put into a Citi checking account. Finally, Citi has some unique transfer partners that Chase or American Express don't have, such as our personal favorite, Turkish Airlines, that we use frequently. While Citi does have some unique transfer partners for airlines, they unfortunately don't have any hotel transfer points, and that's one of the negatives of the Citi ThankYou points system. Another one based upon transferring is it actually takes a few days to transfer to most of Citi ThankYou points transfer partners, whereas Chase and American Express are simultaneous. after finding that reward that you really wanted, you have to hope that it's going to be there in another day or two. Another downside of Citi's transfer partners is it actually doesn't have a domestic airline to transfer to, unlike Chase and American Express. Of course, if you watch part 2 of our series, you know that that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's other ways around that to book on domestic airlines. And Citi also makes it a bit hard for you to actually transfer and combine points across households. While you could combine up to 100,000 points with your spouse, it's a very convoluted process that involves you actually manually inputting their ThankYou account number in order to be able to transfer the points over. Also, you have 90 days once you transfer those points over in order to use them, or you lose them, which is definitely a harsh penalty if you transfer over and forget that you did transfer those points over. Another major downside of Citi is unfortunately they completely eliminated any travel protections these cards have. To be completely honest, we've shifted most of our spend away from our Citi cards after hitting the initial sign-up bonuses. Finally, another major drawback of Citi, which is also a rule of the Citi ThankYou point sphere of credit cards. You only get the opportunity to get one Citi ThankYou point bonus every 24 months, and that applies for all of their cards straight down to their $0 annual fee cards. So if you get the bonus on the Rewards Plus card, you then have to wait 2 years in order to get the Citi ThankYou Premier bonus of 60,000 points. So that point in particular is why we highly recommend going with the Premier card first and getting the bigger bonus as long as you could swing the initial spend. Now to get into Capital One and its awesome Capital One Venture card and the Venture One card. For a beginner getting into travel rewards cards, the Venture definitely has a lot of appeal. It offers a super simple 2 points per dollar spent on anything you buy. Capital One keeps it simple. And it comes with a 50,000 point sign-up bonus, the Venture does, for spending $3,000 in the first 3 months. And on top of that lucrative sign-up bonus, the Venture card is $0 for the first year before then changing to a $95 annual fee card. Now, the Venture One card is a $0 annual fee throughout the entirety of the card and offers 1.25 points per dollar spent on all spend, and it comes with a 20,000 point sign-up bonus for spending $1,000 in the first 90 days. And these Capital One points could actually now be transferred to airline and hotel partners. Capital One introduced that feature about 2 years ago, so it does have the same nice transfer options that a lot of these other transferable point systems have now. You could also combine your Capital One points across family accounts, but you have to call into Capital One in order to do that. And our favorite feature of Capital One cards, which isn't even to do with its transferable points, is that you could erase any travel purchase with all the Capital One points that you wind up earning. Something that we are definitely taking advantage of, and we'll show you how to do so more in a future video. Now, of course, Capital One has its downsides as well. And the number one downside of the Capital One point system is it actually isn't a one-to-one transfer. Meaning if you transfer 2,000 Capital One points over to an airline, you only wind up with 1,500 points in that airline that you transferred to. So we still recommend doing the points eraser for your travel purchases over transferring to airlines or hotels unless you were super close to a redemption with that airline or hotel. Another downside to the Capital One system is they unfortunately lost their Hotels.com partnership. These things have definitely, in our mind, put Capital One as the number 4 transferable point system and one that we use more for that points eraser feature. Finally, the thing to keep in mind when applying for these Capital One cards, even though they are great beginner cards, they will count against Chase's 524 rule. So we recommend starting out with Chase before even considering some of these Capital One cards, even though they're great beginner cards. So we hope this provides clarity and gives you some great value on how you could use your Capital One and Citi ThankYou points. If you still have questions, definitely be sure to leave a comment down below and we'd be happy to answer. And when you're making your way down there, be sure to tap on that like button. It means a lot to have your support. In our last video in this series, we are going to show you exactly how you can redeem all those hard-earned points for some amazing airline and hotel redemptions. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and we'll show you exactly how you can turn your everyday spend into amazing travel experiences and travel like we do. See you guys on the next one.